What's going on, everybody? This is JVB with the post-game report. So lately, there's been a lot of extra negativity. I say extra because this negativity has been around for quite some time. I say the last 10 years, negativity within the gaming community has been slowly but surely leading up to what we have today. And when you see it in politics, when you see it in the news, from news media, when you see it from more influential entertainers, what do you expect other people to do? What do you expect the average Joe who wants to start a podcast, who wants to create a YouTube video, what do you think they're going to gravitate to? They're going to go grifting, or they're going to go to these grifters, and they're going to take any situation and turn it into some type of negative spin. Now, we've seen in the gaming community where you have your Xbox retards, and yes, I'm going to freely use the fucking word retard, because after this episode, when you understand why I'm going to use the word retard, and it's not offensive at all, because the shit that people say nowadays, even, once again, news media, celebrities, and politicians, it pales in comparison to the word retard. By the way, if you look it up in the dictionary, there is a technical term that we use in elevators, in the elevator industry. Anyway, I was about to start screaming and shit. So, let's take Naughty Dog's new video game where the female protagonist is shaving her head bald and she looks athletic. And by the way, she's also a black woman. Now, she's a real actress. She's been in a lot of different films, more recognizable. Well, at least to me, was in one of the seasons of You, which is a series that's on Netflix about a dude who's a serial killer. So, because of what happened with The Last of Us 2, people have been saying, for some odd reason, that Naughty Dog is in trouble. Which is pretty freaking weird, because Naughty Dog, when you speak of Naughty Dog as a studio, they are the upper echelon. Now, of course, I might have just explained why people talk a lot of shit about Naughty Dog. When you are the top dog, no pun intended, people are going to talk a lot of crazy shit about you. And they're going to look for any freaking reason to just pile up any type of junk. So, here's Naughty Dog's new reveal, right? It was a teaser trailer. And the first and only thing people can talk about is this character, this female character. And of course, you had all of these YouTubers just glorifying negative clickbaity headlines. And then you had the people on Twitter doing the same exact shit. And of course, you had the Xbox idiots, because I'm not going to use the retard word a lot, but I will use it, and come at me, try to cancel me, please. Anyway, you'll find out, by the way, that my generation, we don't give a fuck. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. You go and you see these YouTube channels that center around Xbox. You have these YouTube channels that center around controversy, period. Some are telling you that some are movie reviewers, some are life advisors or some shit. It's like all walks of life within the content creator community have come out and they've jumped all over Naughty Dog. Now, another reason, not because they are the top dog, but talking shit about the PlayStation and Naughty Dog is going to be beneficial for your monetization. And basically, what I'm saying is that these people are selling their integrity for some extra cash. A lot of these people have dreams of making YouTube or just talking shit on the internet their life, their career. They want to be an influencer. They want to be what they call a baller. They want to be a freaking. They want to be the guy that is going to be featured in the next Haktua podcast, right? Oh my God, just saying that shit makes me feel stupid. So, while the internet has been a blessing, it also has been a freaking, has been a curse for a lot of people. Because we see a lot of brain rot being put out there, whether it's on social media or on platforms where you're supposed to create. Unfortunately, a lot of people aren't creating in these platforms anymore. They are just mimicking what seems popular. And that, for me, pisses me off because I am a creator. I love to create. I try to be different. If you notice, I've been absent from the podcast scene because I am not going to try to fight this idiotic trend that we see now that everything has to be negative. You can't create content without talking crap about a game that just came out or a console or other podcasters. Or, for example, I'm going to name drop here, right? There is a content, well, I'm pretty sure she does Twitch and all this shit. I don't know what to call her, right? Back in the days, she was just someone who played video games, wrote on a few websites. She goes by Melody Mac. And I knew her back in the day. And one day, my son shows me this tweet by someone who was comparing a video of Halo, and Master Chief was being shown in the Unreal 5 engine, and the person who posted the tweet with this photo said, oh, now these woke people, or something like that, are making Master Chief have a woman's body. Something like that, I'm paraphrasing. I looked at the name, and I was surprised to see who it was. So I told my son, I said, yeah, I know. Well, I used to know her. And damn, she was never like that. So I looked at her feed, and I was like, holy shit. This one has jumped in the rabbit hole, feet first, and is using religion, is using politics, anything she can do to gain some attention and gain monetization. Now, the thing about Halo, at the time, they announced that there were going to be new people running Halo, and one of them happens to be an African-American woman with colored hair. I think it was pink. People were calling her a lesbian. So, of course, you had people saying that this new Halo studio was DEI, or they went woke. And those two words fucking piss me off. Because I've stated this plenty of times on this podcast and in my social feeds. People are using these words to substitute the racial slurs that we used to hear in closed doors, right? Behind closed doors. So now people can freely use it, and instead of calling me, who I am Puerto Rican from the Bronx, and I've been called spick plenty of times. That is not that is a racial slur. But now instead of calling me a spick, someone could just call me either woke or a DEI. So I don't, the reason why these words are so popular amongst the uninformed and naive and just the asshole community that uses it all the time. News outlets, politicians, they went buck wild using these words. Damn, I sounded really freaking weird saying buck wild. Anyway. I don't know what the hell that was, man. But I'm never going to use that fucking word again. Anyway. Politicians, news outlets, you name it. All of the, and I'm lost for words, but people were using it the wrong way, and they were overusing it in every argument to put down people. I mean, during the presidential election, they were calling Kamala Harris a DEI hire. Meanwhile, she has so many qualifications, more than the other individual running for president. So it was freaking hilarious when people were calling her a DEI hire. Meanwhile, the person saying it had no qualifications to even serve me a fucking Big Mac at McDonald's. The thing is, people have, especially during this election, holy shit. I'm one that you will never see me fall for trends. I try my hardest not to do it. I found myself with photography leaning towards a certain direction, and then I woke up and I was like, wait a minute, what the hell are you doing? So, and a lot of the podcasting shit in the video game community, a lot of that stuff, I've done that shit nearly 20 years ago. So a lot of the stuff I see now being done with podcasters, commentators on Twitter or Facebook, I've done that shit. But when it comes to the creative aspect of podcasting or videography, people gravitate to the same shit. And so I stay away from that. And because of it, I'm nowhere to be found. But you know what? That's me. I prefer it that way. When someone is trying to get their foot in the door and they want to start a podcast, or for example, and I've stated this on plenty of episodes of the Post Game Report, where I said people on YouTube will resort to the shock face thumbnail. I call them dumb nails because it's fucking stupid. I see that type of thumbnail for every fucking category of video. So what I mean by that, I was shopping for a new car. I put I looked up a few reviews of certain cars on YouTube. So now, because of that, I get all types of videos about vehicles. Lo and behold, a lot of these fucking videos have someone with the fucking shock face. And everything is bad news. Everything is fucking bad news. The car industry is going down the drain. Oh my God, Ford is in trouble. Oh my God, Toyota's in trouble. Oh my God, Ford did this. Don't buy a Subaru. They all got the fucking shock face. Some of these motherfuckers are like 70 years old. When I was looking for a home to buy, I looked up a few videos about home renovations and shit like that. Holy shit. I didn't know, number one, that there were so many videos about home buying, and a lot of them are real estate agents. So you're using, you're being smart, you're using a platform. But lo and behold, they got the fucking shock face. And everything's bad news. Everything is fucking bad news. There were a few videos where people are showing you homes. They're giving you a video tour of a home that is for sale. And you see them smiling in front of the house. Cool. I'll watch that. I'll support that. There could be a very informative video, but if the motherfucker has a shock face, I'm skipping it. Plain and simple. My son could put up a video with a shock face, and luckily I can tell him, dude, please never do that shit again. Thankfully, my son finds it annoying. Anyway, even with homes, it was doom and gloom. When I was going to the Philippines last year, as a matter of fact, last year at this time, my wife and I, my son, we were in the Philippines. Before I went to the Philippines, I was looking at some YouTube videos about places that would be. Excuse me, I'm drawing a blank. You guys know I have a brain injury, so that shit ain't going away. So excuse me, let me refocus. I was looking for places that were in Manila, in the Philippines, where I can go and take some good photos. Holy shit, I was bombarded on YouTube because of these algorithms with videos about the Philippines. And it wasn't about photography. It was fucking passport bros, these motherfuckers who are like in their 60s, telling me how they met these Filipino women and that they finally married one and they live in this little village with her and blah, blah, blah. I was like, holy shit, how many retired American white men went to the fucking Philippines to marry a 20-something-year-old Filipino woman? It was fucking weird. It was so weird that I got drawn into it. My wife and I saw one video where the dude, he uses his wife in the thumbnail. Now, they don't use the shock face thumbnail. He'll post a photo of her in a bikini in the thumbnail. I believe the name of his channel is her nickname or some shit like that. So he uses her to draw attention to the channel. Now, the reason why I looked at his video first was because he was talking about moving to the Philippines or some shit, right? And it was a picture of him and his wife, or how he met his. I don't know. My wife and I were looking at it. During the video, he goes, "There's a birthday party for my wife's sister, and we're gonna go." Blah blah blah. So during the video, he transitions to this party that's starting for his sister-in-law. There are some weird-looking older white dudes sitting at a table, and then these Filipinas come in. They're all dressed like freaking prostitutes. And the white dudes are like freaking salivating, and the dude that was commentating on the video made it even more uncomfortable because he was saying all kind of weird shit. And I was like, man, this is disgusting And all I wanted to do was see places in Manila that I can go and take photos of. So the point I'm trying to make is that nowadays, the younger generation, even someone like me in my 50s, I'm 52, you could be drawn into a bunch of nonsense. You garbage content, brain rot, we call it, can overtake your fucking time. And before you know it, you're 3 hours in to watching old fuckers in a foreign country marrying little fucking Filipino women or Asian women and showing their wife in compromising positions, you know? And as a matter of fact, side note, as I was going through these types of videos, there was like a little community. Like, think of the video game podcast community. It was somewhat like that because there were other guys making videos, right? They all kind of looked the same too. And there was fucking beef. I was like, how is it that dudes in their 60s are having beef to the point where dudes were fighting in a fucking bar because of a video, because of shit they said to each other or about each other? I'm like, damn, this is fucking crazy. There was one night, because with my brain injury, I have moments, it'll happen every few months or whatever, where my sleep pattern will just take a dump. And I will sleep 2 hours, max. So during the election, leading up to the election anyway, I was on Twitter and I was looking to see if there was any Twitter spaces or whatever, right? I was seeing conspiracy, I was seeing tweets, right, about conspiracies with Harris or Trump. I was seeing tweets, and it was by random people. And what I did was I would look at their profile, and I'm like, how is it that this motherfucker has 1 million followers, and I have no idea who the fuck they are? And then I look at their timeline, and I'm like, what is going on? This is all this individual is posting. Controversial, fucking out there posts, right? Stuff that you just don't believe. So I block them. And I kept blocking a shitload of people. So I found myself scrolling, and it was women, topless women, right? Or conspiracy theories about the fucking president elect, you know, the people running for president. And they were mostly towards Harris or Joe Biden. And it was naked women or porn, fucking crazy political posts. A lot of political, crazy political. It was almost like agenda posts, right? And my wife saw me scrolling, and she's like, what the hell? And I'm like, yeah, babe. I was like, I'm blocking these political posts, you know, the people posting this and the people posting these photos of themselves, right? And I'm like, I don't know why this is appearing on my feed. Usually it's stuff that people are looking at or following. I said, the people that I follow aren't into this kind of shit, so what the hell's going on? And of course, we know who owns Twitter, so he's also part of the presidential party. But I'm not going to go there. The point I'm trying to make is that I literally, my head wanted to explode because I saw all of this crazy shit, and for an hour, I'm scrolling, blocking, and I'm like, yo, this is fucking nuts. And so I turned my phone off, and I was like, holy shit. I could have easily sat here for another 3 hours just trying to get rid of all this junk. But at that time, there was no way to do it because that's all that was going up here. And that is not by accident. That is done purposely to force this shit into your head so that is the norm for you. I saw this couple, right? There was a video game award show, the VGAs. It happens every year. Jeff Keighley, he runs it. Jeff Keighley used to be a TV personality, and now he's very well known in the video game industry. And there was a little montage of Xbox-centric podcasts getting angry because Astrobot for the PlayStation 5 won Game of the Year. And there's a couple that I've seen a few videos of them. They look like a Spanish couple, which pisses me off because we're not supposed to act this stupid. So the girl, I'm assuming they're married, the girl goes off about Astrobot winning Game of the Year and Xbox is being the victim, and she's like saying weird, stupid, dramatic shit all over video games, right? Just making up stuff because there was no proof of anything of what she was saying. And I'm hearing her voice. I'm like, man, she has a fucking annoying, whiny, just like fucking sandpaper type voice. I was like, yo, and her husband or boyfriend was like, facts. And then because I'm the type that will think of stupid shit for no fucking reason as I'm seeing something happen. So the first thing I thought of was, how did they come to this decision to create content like this? What was the conversation that they had that led them to the point where you had this whiny fucking retard whining about a Game of the Year and her dumbass companion or boyfriend, husband, just saying facts over and over? I was like, what was the conversation? Did he come up to her and say, babe, I have a great way how to make some money? And she goes, how? Let's talk about the PlayStation. And I mean in a bad way. And let's be pro Xbox. Now I changed my voice, right? I changed my voice back to my voice because I used to do, everybody who makes fun of somebody, you change their voice to try to sound stupid, like the person you're talking about. But in the long run, you are the one that sounds stupid. So I've grown to dislike that shit. And I just did it. So anyway, homeboy must have went up to her and said, babe, if we become a pro Xbox podcast and talk shit about everything that is PlayStation, we will get an audience. People will donate super chat money to us. And down the road, we possibly could be in cahoots with Phil Spencer and the Xbox team. And we could leave our jobs, right? I don't know what they do. They could be smart people outside of the video game realm. But I doubt it. And I say I doubt it because if you're smart and you have a good job, you will always have a good job. People will be coming to you to work for them. And I'm gonna change that a little bit because there are some smart people who do stupid shit, and I know one of them. Right? I'm not gonna go there. Anyway, is this couple bad people because they take advantage of a retarded Xbox community? No, they're opportunists. But I find them very lazy. They have no talent because they don't come up with anything original. If you hear her talking, you're basically hearing what everybody else who creates an Xbox centric video is going to say. With the exception, she had a whiny, irritating voice. And there's another guy who has like he wears a, I forgot what they called it, right? Like the Arabs or Egyptians. And his voice is fucking annoying as shit. And he gets really dramatic. So you get dramatic and you have an annoying voice. Holy shit. You're a winning combination right there. Anyway, I'm kind of going off track here. But it's been a while since I've been podcasting, so making up for lost time. What I'm saying, once again, and I've been repeating that fucking phrase, is that people nowadays, we need to really, we need to anchor ourselves and prepare for even more of this brain rot. We see it on TV. We definitely hear it on the radio. Holy shit. The junk they put on the radio nowadays, fucking A, man. And according to people on the internet, it's happening on video games. So it's not that the video games are brain rot, right? It's not like a studio is coming out and creating something that is just pure nonsense, right? Preaching stupidity and stuff like that. It's not the studios doing it. It is the content creators who are the ones adding the layer of stupidity, adding the layer of brain rot. So, for example, Astrobot, right? It won Game of the Year. Immediately, people were talking shit, calling it an advertisement, right? Saying it isn't a video game. It's just a glorified advertisement for Sony. All kinds of bullshit. But they never once explained why they are disappointed. They never once said, you know what? Like that Broomhilda chick that I was talking about with the witchy voice. She stated that Xbox had a game like Hellblade 2. She didn't stop there and say, this is why I felt Hellblade 2 was my game of the year. She didn't. Not at all. She just continued to bash Sony, bash the video game awards, and whine about a video game winning an award that was elected by different consumers, different people. There wasn't one guy who said, you know what, this is video game of the year. And it takes effort for someone to sit down and explain why they feel a certain way. And people are leaving that shit out. Back in the days, they taught us why, where, who, when, right? And there's a fifth. There was who, when, where, why, and what. People are leaving out the why. They're just fucking spewing out bullshit with no explanation. Why? Because that takes effort. They are so enamored with making content as quickly as possible that the first false rumor they see, they run, create content, go ape shit over it, and then post it. And when it is revealed that it was just nothing but a stupid rumor, they don't go back and delete that shit. They keep it because it is controversial. They don't go and correct it because it goes against everything they just posted. They are supposed to be angry. So they can't go back and say, "Oh shit, I was wrong. This was a dumb rumor and I fell for it." Nope. They can't. If I say I don't like a specific video game, I'm going to explain why. Or a specific movie, song, whatever. I'll do my best to explain why. I won't just say, "My God, that movie is a piece of junk. I hate it," and then move on and not explain myself and not give another movie that I find better and also followed by an explanation. I guess that comes down to responsibility. People need to be responsible for the stupid shit that goes on. Nowadays, and a few people I've seen this on my timeline say it, and I'm glad they say it. It's the reason why I follow some of these people. Intelligence, being intelligent on social media is frowned upon. You could say, "Listen, I found the cure for cancer." And no one will pay a fucking attention. People will actually call you out and say you're full of shit. And they will just spend hours talking junk about you. But let somebody put, like for example, I saw a tweet. There was 2 cop cars. And a lot of cop cars, a lot of police, not cop cars because the cars aren't doing it themselves, but police will pull up next to each other. Just hit my mic, sorry. And they will go window to window, right? Driver's side to driver's side. So you have the 2 fronts facing each other. And the 2 police officers are talking to one another. They're facing each other. And I don't know why it popped up on my timeline, but some asshole puts, "I am sick and tired of police doing this. Go get a room." And I was like, all right, that's a fucking stupid ass tweet. But then I looked and I saw how many people liked that particular tweet and how many people retweeted it. I was like, why? Like, what the fuck is what? Like, there was thousands of people who liked that fucking, I'm talking about double digits, right? Like 30-something thousand people who liked it. 1,000-something retweets. I was like, yo, this is fucking nuts. This dude is bitching about something that is so fucking stupid, and it garnered that much attention. I was like, man, this current state of our society is fucking really fucked up. There are so many distractions, and those distractions, they are winning. And these distractions are done on purpose, man. I'm telling you. I may sound like a conspiracy freak or whatever. Nothing in this country happens by accident. And when you have all of these different distractions, when stupidity wins and it's glorified everywhere, where even our President of the United States is a you know what, I'm not going to go there. I'm not gonna go there. But let's just say that when a song that is played on the radio, right, is on circulation, it is being played over and over. A song like "Wet Ass Pussy" was actually on the fucking radio. You know shit is fucked up, and that song came out years ago. It's worse now. Shit is worse now. So just imagine. Just fucking imagine. The shit that kids have to see nowadays. Like, how do you compete as a parent? How do you compete when you send your kid to school and you gotta hope that they get a fucking good education, and you have the other kids looking at the same brain rot that your child is looking at or trying not to look at, and you have kids behaving in a crazy way. Like, how do they escape it? You know, how does a parent nullify that type of impact to a young mind? It is really challenging. My son is 23. Thankfully, he's not into any of that shit. He told me the other day that movies like Airplane, Naked Gun, you know, that was what gave him his humor. And I was kind of proud of that. And he said, yeah, that's what developed my current humor. And I was like, oh, shit, cool. Thankfully, it wasn't some bullshit like Skibbity Toilet or one of the, I don't know, who the hell's the white guy that fought Tyson? I forgot his fucking name. Yet he's ultra popular. He's considered an influential individual. And I forgot his fucking name. I don't remember his name. I don't remember his brother's name, who's a wrestler. I do give them credit for getting into other shit and making a name for themselves, however way they did it. The fact is, those are the people the young generation is looking up to. It is scary. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up soon. But I've been playing a lot of Helldivers 2. The game has gotten even better. It runs really smooth on the PlayStation 5 Pro. It is definitely my game of the year. Helldivers 2, that is. It is so much fucking fun. I play... I have over 700 hours on that fucking game. My friend Matthew, that I play with on Helldivers, he's someone who used to listen to the podcast. We freaking hop on, we text each other like, yo, I'm about to sign on. TG1 Eddie, he's been playing, not as of late, but he got into it. I've been Guijay, and a lot of other people that I've met playing Helldivers 2. It really brings back the old days of Xbox Live, when I would meet different people and we would freaking hop on every fucking night, play Rainbow Six 3 or Halo freaking 3, Gears of War, Call of Duty. I mean, there was no shortage of ways to have a good fucking time. And Helldivers 2, despite the fact that it controls well, the controls are tight, the action is freaking, is fun as hell, right? Something different can happen no matter how many times you play it. Something random will happen that'll make you laugh. But it's fun. It brings back that old multiplayer fun that I used to have. It is a freaking good time. And if you have a PlayStation 5 or a PC, pick it up. Pick it up. You will have fun playing that shit. Believe me. It is, as a matter of fact, Helldivers 2 has prevented me from buying other games because I'm about to purchase something and then I go, you know what? I just want to play fucking Helldivers 2. I'm not going to have time to play this. So let me put it back. And that has been going on for months. That's saying something for me. And I'm 52 years old. I've seen video games develop into what it is from its infancy to where it's at now. When it comes to the history of video games, I've been there. And I'm still experiencing it. And when I say a game like Helldivers is fun as freaking heck, I'm not bullshitting you. I am not trying to gaslight it or hype it up or, say negative shit about it. And I know I'm throwing random words. What I'm trying to say is that when I give you a recommendation, I'm speaking from a lot of experience. And when I say that it brings back the old days of when multiplayer games were common and fun. And remember, video games are supposed to be fun. Believe me when I tell you that shit. I'm not trying to fucking... I do prefer the PlayStation platform. Everybody knows that. But I'm not saying it because I prefer the PlayStation platform. I'm saying it because Helldivers 2 is a great freaking game. It is. And it would be nice if there's a PlayStation 5 Pro patch, but I will tell you, it does play smoother on the PlayStation 5 Pro, even though there's not an official patch. So, it's been a great experience with Helldivers 2. I wanted to wrap up with that, with something positive, because it's just too much fucking negativity out there, and it's becoming popular to be negative. It is becoming when negativity and hatred becomes monetized, what do you expect people to do, man? What do you expect people to do? They're going to gravitate towards it because they know they're going to get rewarded for being a fucking retard. There, I said the word. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. You guys take care. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you want to say. Whatever you call it. Happy Holidays. Take care. Bye.